This story begins, like many before it, with tea. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm June and I like to paint with gouache. Today, however, there will not be any painting. Unless you count the swatching later, then there'll be a little bit of painting. Today, I'm making a travel palette with my unused tubes of gouache. I've gathered all the necessary items: paint, containers, paper to use for swatching, and laminating sheets so that the swatch card doesn't get dirty. I think that's everything. Oh, and some pouches to hold everything together. I have 3 possible containers I can use. These are actually pill holders, except the large one on the top right, which I got from dumping out the beads from my daughter's necklace making kit. This one is too floppy. It can't stand on its own, though in hindsight, it could have worked once I filled it with paint. This one is too small, though it's my favorite because of the shape. It's shaped like a capsule because it's a pill holder. These tubes are a mix of my very first gouache, which are the larger tubes, and a gift a coworker gave me, which are the smaller tubes. The gouache isn't top quality, but still good for a beginner like me or for doing practice studies. I start by sorting through all the tubes so I have an idea of what colors I have. I put the blues together, all the blacks, all the yellows. I have 3 different tubes of red, 3 yellows, actually 4 yellows, though yellow ochre is a yellow, but I usually class it with the earth tones like sienna and raw umber. And I removed the leaf green because even from the swatch on the tube, I could tell that it was radioactive. Some colors have to go. I begin by removing duplicates. I have 2 of the same blacks, 2 of the same whites, same reds, yellows, and I prefer Prussian blue over ultramarine blue. Now, there are only 10 wells in the bead tray. I plan to keep the white in the tube because if the palette leaks, whoa, what just happened? Did the white try to go to the other side? There is no other side of the frame, little guy. Nothing exists out there. I'm just kidding, it's just off screen. As I was saying, I don't want my white paint getting contaminated if the palette leaks. These are the colors I went with. From the top, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, black, emerald green, brilliant red, crimson, Prussian blue, lake blue, lemon yellow, medium yellow, and white in its tube. I wasn't sure about the emerald green. I want to have a green in the palette to mix with red or for landscapes. But is the emerald green better than the leaf green? I decided to swatch them so I would have an idea of what they actually look like on paper. That leaf green truly is radioactive. So I went with the emerald green. These are the final colors. Let's get started. Let me preface this section by saying I am a science person. Do not mistake that to mean I like calculating anything that isn't a chemistry equation or a drug dose. I took a very long time measuring this swatch card, and thanks to the power of editing, you don't have to watch the struggle. Obviously, I only left in the good parts. That didn't make me look too much like a dingus. Yeah, look how confidently I measured this out. I'm gonna let you watch the palette filling in silence with a bit of music. Good enough. Moving on. I don't have much to say here, so here's a beat. If you hear purring, it's me. Look at this blue. A lineup of the OG primaries. Now, yellow is notoriously transparent. However, look at that coverage. The ochre was really thick. It touched the red when I was swatching them, but they didn't mix. I held the swatch card to dry using my hairdryer, then cut the excess paper off the top. Cut the laminating sheet to size, and ironed it between two sheets of printer paper until it was sealed. I then cut off the excess along the edges and rounded the tips. And voila, a swatch card. I figured I could use the back of the swatch card as a makeshift mixing tray, but I also have this old tile I keep in my bag. Now to pick a pouch. It should fit comfortably. It should hold paint if it leaks, and it should look nice. There's the finished travel palette. Thank you for watching. I'll post any paintings I do with it on my Instagram. Hopefully, I can get a video at work where I'll use it the most, or at the beach in my car where sand won't get into it. Thank you again for watching.